Want versus need. What's the difference?
We'll find out.
On the next Dare to Be Better.
With Ray and Sid.
In 3, in 2. Welcome back to another awesome, exciting episode of Dare to Be Better.
With Ray and Sid.
I'm Ray Powers.
And I'm Sid.
She's Sid.
Still.
She's still Sid. How are you?
I'm great.
You look great.
I do.
You do.
It's the lighting.
It's the lighting. It must be the lighting.
It is.
Whoever put this lighting together.
It's kind of warm with a little cool. Can you guys see the little bit of gray back there with a little blue push to it, and then there's a little red, so there's fire. Lovely.
Sydney worked with the producers. You'll be a producer one day.
One day. Oh my gosh, I'm burning up.
Yeah, it's hot in here with all the high-tech lights and everything else. There's a price to pay.
I know.
To success and beauty and glamour and all that. Yeah.
It's true. Lighting is everything. So when you see someone and they're on television or whatever, you're like, man, they're so beautiful. Lighting.
It's all lighting. Secret to life.
Mm-hmm.
So tonight we decided we would talk about want versus need.
Mm-hmm. And this is your topic.
My topic, see that?
And I think it's quite brilliant.
Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's something that I think we all have encountered in our life as far as conflict, as far as, is this something I want or is it something I really need?
Mm-hmm.
Or you might think, well, I really, really want it, but do I need it?
Okay.
Is it really that important?
So tell me why.
Is it a priority?
Yeah, tell me, why did you come up with this topic? What inspired you?
Well, we need content. We need things to talk about. We want these people to keep coming back.
Well, I have plenty to talk about.
Not you. Come on.
Okay. So let's go on with it, because I have some things to say about this.
I imagined you would. Imagine. Write this down. Sydney Hall had something to say today.
I had an opinion. Okay.
She had an opinion.
So, take this with a grain of salt. Okay? Want versus need. Now, people get confused about this because I have a girlfriend. She's like, oh, but I don't really need that. And we were talking about passion in life, dreams, things she really wants to accomplish. And she was going on to say, will I really want it? Like whatever her goal is, right? I really want that goal, but do I need it? So then you have to ask yourself, is it really about want versus need? Or is it about learning to understand your feeling? Like when you are inspired, right? You feel hopeful. You kind of sit up. You feel passionate. You feel balanced. All of these things, when inspiration is attached to us, those things are attached to life, God, and the universe. So everything that it is that you want is in play. It's all there when you feel inspired. So my point is this. Sometimes when you say you need something, need comes from the lack of. So it's a desperate feeling. I need that. I can't do it without it. I'm drowning without it. See what I'm saying?
Right.
But if you feel hopeful, you feel inspired. Now, when you go out to buy a pair, maybe not you. No, maybe you.
Maybe.
Men and women do this. You go out and just buy shoes.
I do. I need shoes. I don't go out barefoot.
So, but some, I'm just going to use women, will go buy 200 pairs of shoes.
Yes, I'm aware, because you've got to have the red ones, the blue ones, the white ones. If you find a pair you like, I learned this being around women my entire life. Well, I have other outfits and I like these shoes, one of every color.
So that's the perfect example between want and need, because
you need shoes.
You need shoes, but you don't need 200 pair, nor do you need one pair for every outfit, meaning
every day of the week.
Right. I need a red pair for my red outfit, blue pair for my blue outfit. See what I'm saying?
And then you have the heels, the flat version, the open version.
Correct.
Want something to wear with strapless, something to wear. Yeah, I get it.
But I'm going to throw a little curveball in. But let's say this want versus need, and this woman, we'll take her to be 19. And she buys these shoes because they're inspiring to her, because she wants to be in the fashion industry. And she's actually working. She has to be doing something to get herself there. She can't be, I don't know, welding and saying she wants to be in the fashion industry. But if you see her going to school and you see her drawings and she's really applying herself, then now is that really a want or is that a need? It's something that's going to benefit her life by having those shoes. So I really think it comes down to balance, right? Balance
is important.
How do you feel? If you feel hopeful, inspired, grateful, then it's something you should pursue. If when you think of doing it or having it and you feel that little bit of a little punch, like I'm not quite sure, maybe you should pause until you feel inspired again.
That's interesting. That's a great take on that. That's as always, you have a different take than I would. You come from a different, position on the field, and I can relate to it once you bring it home.
Okay, so I'm interested though. What is your take on want versus need?
The same idea. You need to eat. You need food. You don't have to have filet mignon if it's not within your budget.
Right.
They call it champagne taste on a beer budget. You have these expensive tastes, but, does it really meet your need? Is it essential at the time? Right. It would be nice to have extra stuff. Or, hey, it would be fun to have other stuff that you don't necessarily need. But when your needs are met and you're covered and you're living within your means, if you have it left over, splurge a little bit. But that's definitely, I think that's it. The want is the indulgence and the splurging, and the need is obviously just something that you can't do without. You need air. Mm-hmm. You need blood in your body. You need water. Mm-hmm. You need to eat. You don't need a trip to Hawaii. Mm-hmm. It's nice, but.
So I'm going to throw that little wiggle again. Okay.
Wiggle's coming.
So want versus need again. And we brought up Hawaii.
Right.
Okay. So let's say somebody wants to go to Hawaii, but maybe they're going to become a travel agent. I don't know.
Okay.
But going to Hawaii would educate them on putting the itinerary together, putting the gig together, traveling there so they know what Hawaii really is so that they can disperse their people accordingly. You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
So now that hasn't become a want or a need. It becomes education. And so I think what I'm getting at, because I've had this conversation with several friends before, want versus need, but I don't think it's so black and white.
No, I think it's not.
Yeah, I think it's more about what you feel inspired about. Because when you feel inspired, once again, inspiration is directly hooked and attached to life, God, and the universe. So it's not something that you're just whimsically hoping for. It's actually something that's meant for you. Even though maybe in somebody else's life, that would be an indulgence.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
And you can certainly justify a want to kind of turn it into a need, nudge it into the need category. Like going to Hawaii would be great experience for a travel agent. You can be a travel agent without going to Hawaii.
Sure.
So you can say, if you're selling it, you're like, well, if I go to Hawaii, think of how great of a travel agent I'll be because I'll know the place. And if I go to Nepal, I'll know part of Asia. Mm-hmm. And, down the line. So I think, I like how you think, because you can certainly maneuver those into different categories.
So sales, right? This is sales. Let's talk about Nepal. If I've never been to Nepal and I'm going to be your travel agent, I can't sell it. Unless if I've been there.
It'll show in your eyes.
Oh,
and yeah.
gosh. You see how I can sit up a little more? I can tell you about the flavor of the food, the smell of the air, how it feels to walk down the street.
Not just reading from the brochure. Right.
And sales is all about capturing that feeling, right? So.
She's good, this one.
I think I do. I love this because I am one of those people. I'm a big thinker. I'm a big dreamer, quote unquote dreamer. And I have had people tell me my entire life, oh, you can't do that. You don't want to do that. It's one of the greatest gifts given to me when someone tells me I can't. Right?
Oh, really?
Because now I
know
was
it's
not,
coming.
Yeah, and I wasn't a rebel that way growing up. Like you wouldn't say to me, you can't do drugs and then I'm going to go do drugs. That wasn't interesting to me, but I will give you this one. So I decided I wanted a piano, a baby grand piano. Okay. Everyone's like, posh. You can't get one of those for less than $30,000 a piano. So then I'm like, okay, well, you don't know who you're talking to.
Clearly, you don't know who you're talking to.
So I take a drive down I-15, and now it's about the feeling. You got to feel your way. It's kind of like willing. Everyone has a different name for it. I call it willing, okay? Willing is that thing they feel to your core. Now, you cannot will something and be doubting. You cannot will something and question if you can find it. Willing means to your core, you feel yourself having it. You feel yourself getting it. You feel that thing coming to you. So I get on I-15 and I start driving south and I pass this piano store. Okay. I see it on the side of the freeway. So I exit and I go walk in and I see this brilliant baby grand piano. It's like I know it sounds strange, but she's so beautiful. Mustardy. Okay, so she wasn't the typical baby grand. Mustardy color.
Mustardy.
She's lovely. Okay, anyway. So then I walk up to the sales guy and I'm like, that piano right there. How much is it? And of course, $30,000. So I say to the guy, Jason was his name. I go, Jason, don't give me an answer right now. But I know you have to move pianos. You got to get them off your floor.
Right.
Otherwise, you're dead in the water. And I said,
can't bring the new ones in.
That mustard piano right there, she's got to move because it's going to take a certain person that wants it.
Of course.
So I go, don't think about it. Like, don't think, no. I want you to go ponder it because I want to pay you. I'll pay you today for it. So and remember, there was a sign on there for $30,000. So when he leaves, I sit down and I start to will. I start feeling myself getting the piano. I start feeling the price that I want to pay. I start feeling it and seeing it being delivered to my house. So he comes back out, I'd say in like 10 or 15 minutes. And he goes, Sydney, I sat in my office and you made a good point. All right, I'm going to sell that piano to you. Okay, $2,500. Yeah, $2,500. So I sat down and I began, at the time it was checks. I began to write the check. And I said, what does it take to make that thing a player piano? And he sort of sat there and I go, I know you have units that go on them and you got to move those too. He goes, you know what? You can negotiate like no other. So we threw a player in.
You threw it in on top.
I got that piano for $2,500 with a player. So you can play it yourself and it will play for you.
That's amazing. Now, that wasn't what you would call a need. But you wanted a piano.
That's correct.
It's going to be a perfect accent in your house.
And she is brilliant.
Well, they always class up the joint, let's face it.
But do you see what it did? Because I've been doing 30 years of interior design. So even though it was a want, it did definitely give my home that flavor.
It served a purpose.
Of design.
And yeah, I guess you can look at it and say, well, you might not have needed this, but when you look at it, A and B, photo A, photo B, without piano, with piano. Now, do you need that piano in the corner? Now you have a conversation.
Yes. So again,
life is full of,
I love it.
life is just full of, it's not black and white. It's a million shades of gray in between.
Yes, and it's about finding balance in your life and being aware of where you are in life, where you are financially, where you are going to, what is my path. So the choices that I make, wherever I'm going, I make these choices that fit on this path towards where I'm going. If I'm going to be a welder, okay, I'm not going to go out right now and start, I don't know, buying a sailboat. So the choices I make need to add up to the journey I'm taking.
You're going to go out and invest in the tools, and you're going to invest in the trade skills and going to school to become a welder.
That's correct. And then when you become that engineer in welding, now do you want that sailboat? All right. Don't get rid of it. Yeah. Don't decide you just aren't going to get it. You go, hey, I'm going to archive that like Raymond E. Powers would. I'm going to archive that, and I'm going to go after that baby after I've done my journey to become an engineer in welding.
I like this Raymond E. Powers guy. Can you introduce me one day?
He's fabulous.
Are you sure I'll have time for me? Little old me?
I think so.
Well, what about that Sydney Hall character?
I have to tell. Okay, this has nothing to do with anything.
We're going to take a left turn. Here we go.
Okay.
We have to stop monetizing these left turns.
Okay.
This left turn sponsored by, insert your name here.
It really has nothing to do with anything, but I feel inspired to tell you, so I have to.
I am psyched to see where this goes. I know you are too.
I had to go out into New York by myself today, okay? So this is no joke. I go out and I'm smiling and I'm feeling inspired and I'm heading towards, I don't know where I'm heading. My sister just told me to go someplace. So I was heading towards something she texted to me, okay? And along the way, there was this building that I passed and the phenomenal flooring, phenomenal stuff to go on the walls. Oh, the porcelain. Okay, I can't. Anyway. So I go in.
Of course. You of all people.
And I begin to chat with the guy there, you know. So I'm chatting with him and telling him that I need it for a project, which is actually true. And he's talking to me, and then this woman across the way starts to laugh because he's like, well, when are you going to be home so I can, order these samples in and send them to you? And I go, home? What do you mean home? Like home to my hotel? Home base? Home where?
Be more specific when you talk about home. And
the woman across the way starts to laugh. So all of a sudden, we're talking, and I met 3 friends there. I now have friends. The one kid that I met at the front is going to fly out to Utah because I showed him a picture of Utah, which Utah should be giving me royalties.
You have given.
For the way I sell it, man.
Utah untold.
So he's coming out.
Publicity.
But this is what's brilliant. This is what I'm bringing up because it actually is going to tie in. So I've been wanting or needing brilliant porcelain for a wall for a client, and it needed to have this unique accent texture with a little gray blue in it. Guess what I found there? Slabs that are 5 feet by 10 feet of porcelain that go on the wall, and they have a texture that has a little bit of a corduroy feel to it. So what my point is because I was so inspired about this want or this need, guess what showed up? That's called willing. Walked past it. There it hangs. I found it in the middle of New York by myself, where I also made 3 friends. So I'm getting to this. In my life, I don't talk about what I want or what I need. What I talk about is what inspires me. What's fitting into that journey of where I'm heading? Because the number one thing is you have to determine where you're going. It's like getting in the car and just getting in the car, but you didn't decide to go get gas, or you're not going to the grocery store. You have no destination.
It's just aimless driving.
Yeah, you got to have a destination. Once you know what your destination is, now you got to be alert. Things are just going to come to you, and they're going to fall into place. It's not about a want or a need. It's about that agreement that you have with your higher power, and how you know when you're hitting your agreement with your higher power. You feel inspired. You feel hopeful. You feel passionate. And then those things come flying to you. and you accept them with gratitude. I love it.
I knew you wouldn't let us down when I asked you if you had an opinion on this. You never do. You never disappoint.
Thank you.
When it comes to Sid, do you have any input on this subject? Whether you know a million things or one thing about the subject, you can fill out. I mean, if I went to get lunch, I'm confident you could do this by yourself. It wouldn't be as fun.
No, yeah, because I've tried it. Let's just talk about that. Okay, 25 years. And I've had, I'll say...
She's 24 years old, but she has 25 years experience.
I know, it's amazing. So I've, again, said it before, 25 years searching for you. And I have had 4 different people that I've attempted to do a talk show with. And it didn't work. And I've attempted to do my own. And I had a good following on my own. But it's not, I believe, it's not quite as intriguing. Because when it's like eating steak over and over and over. When you don't have the potatoes and the vegetables to go with it, that's kind of what gives it that spice.
I'm going to guess that I'm the vegetable.
No, I'm the potato and you're the steak.
I'm the meathead.
And I am the baked potato with extra sour cream and a little butter and some salt on the skin of that potato.
What about chives? Did we go in there?
Yeah.
Oh, we have to have the chives. Little bacon bits?
No.
No? No bacon bits?
No bacon bits.
No bacon at all?
No. I just want almost the entire sour cream container.
We're just going to dump the entire container.
In fact, it's almost truly. That's what I want.
Have a little potato with your sour cream? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I gotcha. Now, is that a want or a need?
Well, crap, it's a want, but when I eat it, I all of a sudden have 20 pounds on me.
It's, well, at the time, I'm sure it's a need.
Oh, yeah, it sure is.
Do I need this extra sour cream?
Yes.
Yeah, damn straight I need this extra sour cream.
Because if I'm going to do it, this is how I am with everything. If I'm going to sit down and have a baked potato, why in the world am I going to sit down and, skosh on the sour cream and skosh on the butter? Because then I'm going to sit there and just be angry at the fact that I'm not enjoying my potato.
You can't have a baked potato when you're angry. It just doesn't go. No.
So if I'm going to do it right. And then I'm going to go work out for 9 days.
So would that be one of your cheat meals?
Well, I cheat on meals every day.
Every day's a cheat day. Mm-hmm. And you look fantastic. So I don't know what happened. Maybe God just decided he loves you and you hit the lottery.
No,
you just work your ass off.
Let me tell you.
She's going to tell you.
It is you find, and again, this is life, right? Find the great thing about you, whatever that thing is. And then you got to own that. Stay in your lane. I know where my strengths are. My strengths are my legs. I got some legs. My little tush, I can work that butt. My hair, okay? And my smile and my eyes. Okay, fine. So those things I use. I support them. I believe in them. They're in my lane. My gut, no bueno. So you're not going to see it. So I make sure that I show off the positive. And then I just sort of maneuver around those things that aren't as great. It's kind of what my dad, remember when my dad taught me to only talk about what's amazing about you? Because the other stuff is never going to get you to brilliance. So that's what I do, like, when I dress.
It's like the Perry Como song. Accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative.
Yeah! Oh my gosh. That only just came to me right this very moment.
See that? And I think Perry Como owes us a couple shekels. Or the estate of Perry. He passed on, right? He had to have. Yeah.
That's crazy because, I told you I only just began listening to lyrics.
Yeah, you did say that.
Literally.
And I was befuddled because, women typically always listen to lyrics.
And it's only been a few months.
But then again, you're not the typical gal.
I know.
I have discovered that about you.
I know. Hey.
Hey, what? As my dad would say, hey, it's for horses.
Did I tell you? I didn't tell you what else happened today when I went into the grocery store.
Oh, I think you did, but you can tell them.
Okay.
They don't know.
This has nothing to do with anything, but
Another
you have
left
to hear
turn, sponsored by insert your company's name here.
Okay. out at the grocery store, okay? This is how New York knows that I've arrived.
I warned them, but they weren't quite ready. I tried to tell them.
I'm walking down the street just smiling, and I see people looking at me like, what is she up to? Because I'm just, la, la, la.
She's way too happy.
I go in, and I begin my journey of shopping. And the grocery stores here are very different than in Utah.
I'd imagine, yeah.
Yeah, very different.
We shop differently, too, I imagine.
Yeah. Because in Utah, we're shopping for 12 kids.
Right.
And we're shopping for weeks. Weeks and weeks. Here, clearly you're shopping for today, because I'm thinking to myself, I cannot put all this groceries on my back. I'm going to only have a few things, right?
People go on the subway with their groceries.
Right.
Leaving Whole Foods. Well, you can only afford usually stuff that'll fit in your pocket.
Right.
Unless you're like a multimillionaire.
So I go.
I guess we're not going to get Whole Foods as a sponsor. If you're listening, I'll apologize. I'll write a full contrition.
Oh my gosh. So I'm shopping. And then I go up and pay for it. And I'm walking out, and my bag is kind of heavy. And I get to the door, and there stands a guy.
There stands a guy.
He's just standing there. So I say to him, hi, do you want to see my receipt?
I know where this is going.
And he looks at me, he goes, what? Do I want to see your receipt? I go, yeah, I just got some groceries. Do you want to see my receipt? So I set the groceries down, and I start fumbling through my wallet to find the receipt. And he goes, okay. I find the receipt, and I look at him. He goes, I don't work here. And I go, oh, well, do you want to see my receipt anyway? And I show him the receipt, and he goes, okay.
And you had to just follow through.
He goes, it looks like you bought your groceries here.
You're free to go, although I have no authority to tell you otherwise. Either way, you have my blessing. Go about your day.
I didn't. His look on his face was like,
I know the look very well. I've given you the look, I'm sure. That quizzical puzzle, like what? Quizzical puzzle. What's puzzle mean?
I don't know, but that was good stuff right there, puzzle.
Quizzical puzzle.
It actually fits.
Yeah, it's like a Dr. Seuss book.
But it was just like when I went in to look at that flooring and stuff for the wall. It's like this big whirlwind of person. I'm just twirling around. These people are looking at me like, what in the world is this? And I'm like,
of all people to find the flooring store.
Yeah. And I'm like, what do you mean? Which home do you mean? Home-based? Why am I talking about home-based? The hotel? My house?
You're going to have to narrow it down for us.
I'm just telling you. I'm sorry. I had to tell you.
That's a great story.
Yeah. I'm just doing a lot of stuff out there. Okay, and I know.
Here, this is my input for this. New York this weekend needed you. They didn't, maybe they didn't even want you, but they knew they needed you. How's that?
Okay, here's one. So I'm down at trying to get up the elevator to my hotel room. Okay. And this guy who works here goes, oh, one just opened up down there. Run and get it. So I run down. I have a water bottle. I stick my water bottle in, and the door doesn't stop. I thought they had a sensor on it.
I thought so too. I guess it doesn't pick up water bottles.
No, because it went everywhere. Now the water bottle is stuck in between the door.
Oh boy.
And I am
Do you still have a hotel room? Did they kick you out of the hotel?
And I am pulling on the water bottle. Okay, I'm pulling on the water bottle, and I have my foot up on the door, and I'm leaning back and pulling, and the guy goes, ma'am.
I'm crying.
Ma'am. Just please stop pulling on the water bottle. I am trying to get the door to open. So I stop pulling. I don't know what he does, but he gets the door to open. And I'm like, okay, thank you. And I skip in, and I leave. Okay, so then
I need a minute. Oh my God.
then I'm coming down later, okay? And we have to put a stupid thing in, like a key.
Oh, you have to put your card?
Key in, key out, push button. They didn't tell you that.
Does it swipe or you have to actually insert it?
No, it just doesn't work. All I know is I'm standing inside this elevator now. The doors are shut. Well, I'm not moving. I can't push numbers, and I can't get that thing to go in and out, in and out. So I'm like, what the crap? So I'm knocking.
It's a familiar problem. It's just a different circumstance.
Yeah, and no one can hear me. So now I have to call him on the elevator phone. It's the same guy. He's like, hello, may I help you? Yeah. I'm the water bottle girl. So he gets me out and he goes, can I just ask, how long are you in here? How long are you staying? Okay.
There's so many ways that could go, but we're out of time, believe it or not. Talk about ending on a high note. Do you have a hotel room tonight? Do I need to book something else for you?
No, I think they like me.
You grew on them.
Yeah, really? I think they do like me here. I don't know.
Unbelievable. Well, we're going to find out next week.
Yeah.
How this story wound up. If truly Sid showed up and her key still works. But join us next week. Thank you for hanging out this week. I hope you learned something about need versus want. I know I did. I got an education. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. If you ever take anything away from this show, just inspire.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I was trying to figure out the word. I got a little Sidism.
What's happening?
I don't know what's happening. I think we're off the rails again. I tried to find a word and I almost Archie bunkered it. I was like, inspire yourself? No.
Sure. Inspire yourself.
Inspire yourself. I was trying to finish with a neat little tagline. We were almost done.
I got one for you.
You got one? Okay, I'm going to give you the floor because clearly
Okay, everybody ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Fall down, stand up, brush off, and move on. Until next time.
I can't top that. Dare to be better.
With Ray and Sid.
Hey, thanks for checking us out. If you enjoyed the show, like the video, subscribe to this channel, and please tell your friends. We'd also love it if you headed over to daretobebettershow.com for tons of cool photos, extras, and a chance to shop for some sweet show swag. Say that 5 times fast. I could barely say it once. If you keep coming, we'll keep delivering. Thanks again.